is Morgan Hooks, and I will be doing a persuasive speech on why cheerleading should be considered a sport. There are many different athletes, male and female, that participate in cheerleading. Some people understand what cheerleading consists of, and some do not. Some people think, oh, cheerleaders don't do anything. That's not a sport. Cheerleaders just roo-rah, roo-rah on the sidelines at a football game. That's not a sport at all. No. Cheerleading is more than that. There are more elements that partake in cheerleading. There are competitive competitions out there where cheerleaders perfect a 2-minute and 30-second routine, which includes stunts, jumps, dance, opening entertainment, pyramid, and baskets. Those are very difficult elements in a routine, and they take a lot of time and effort and determination to make them 100%, to perform them at competitive cheer competitions. That is one of the bullet points that makes it a sport, makes it competitive. If it's competitive, it should be considered a sport. So again, it takes a lot of time and determination. So with time, you're gonna have to learn how to time manage, because these practices that cheerleaders have, they are no joke. Football, yes, they have practices as well. They'll have like hour practices, maybe 2 a week, 3 a week. Cheerleaders do as well. Cheerleaders will have at least maybe 2 or 3 practices a week, and those practices will be 1 to 3 hours or 1 to 4 hours max. They might consist of extra practices, or if you're getting closer to a competition, they might add a practice. You also have to do tumbling classes to perfect your tumbling skills, because tumbling is an element in a competitive cheer routine. So you have to practice that as well. You have to make time for these things. So it takes a lot of time and effort to get that routine precise and ready for competition. Next, we have determination. Determination is a big keyword in cheerleading. You have to be determined to be successful in cheerleading. You have to be confident with your routine and what you're actually doing to perform well as a cheerleader. You have to know your stuff. You have to, again, practice to know how to perform to a live audience. It can be a little nerve-wracking, and that, it gets scary. Football, basketball, soccer, you play your sport in front of other people. It can be nerve-wracking as well. So this sport, cheerleading, has similarities with other sports. Cheerleading takes, again, a lot of determination. You can't get mixed up in your mind, because if you get in your head about a certain skill and get scared to do it, it could result in injury. So you need to be confident in what you're doing. You need to come to practice ready to go. You need to make the practices worth it. So cheerleading consists of time, effort, and determination. Next, cheerleading can actually result in some pretty nasty injuries, believe it or not. So back in the day, whenever I cheered at South Florence High School, I was on the varsity team that year, and every cheerleader, not every cheerleader, but most of the cheerleaders were starting to get more injuries, mainly concussions. So we would practice in the cafeteria with 2 mats on the floor. But since more cheerleaders started to get more concussions, we had to use all 4 mats instead of 2. So cheerleading can result in some serious injuries. Serious injuries include, people can get paralyzed from the sport. There was a young teenage girl, Miss Michaela, a Texas cheerleader. She actually got paralyzed from doing a tumbling skill, and it's sad. You can get hurt from cheerleading. It's a dangerous sport just like football, basketball, and soccer, and more. So, whenever we have cheer competitions on the weekends, there will be a medic on the sideline just in case somebody gets hurt. Doesn't that sound very familiar? Football teams have ambulances or medics on the sideline just in case they get hurt. Same with cheerleading, okay? There's nothing different in that area. There's always someone there just in case somebody gets hurt. And guess what? People do get hurt, especially in cheerleading. That's why it should be considered a sport, because it results in a lot of injuries. Concussions have gone up. There has been a higher rate of cheerleaders getting concussions. Yes, football players get concussions as well. So do soccer players. So do many other sports. But cheerleaders, that is a high rate. And it is very dangerous. So that's mainly what my thoughts are. I really think competitive cheer and cheerleading itself should be considered a sport. There's a lot of time management. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of dedication that comes to it. There is a lot of effort you have to put into it to be a successful cheerleader, to perform a awesome routine. And cheerleading, last but not least, can result in a lot of injuries. Same with football, you can receive trophies and medals. Cheerleading can as well.